I gave my girlfriend over $500,000 for her treatment and couldn't believe where she spent it all. If you love listening to stories about family issues, be sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss out on uploads. If someone had told me that the woman I loved would steal from me, betray me, and lie straight to my face for years, I never would have believed them. But that's exactly what happened. And the worst part, I handed her everything she needed to do it. Her name was Emily. We had been together for 3 years, and as far as I knew, we were happy. She was the kind of woman people instantly liked, charming, sweet, and full of life. I thought I had found my forever person. Then one day, she came to me, pale and trembling, and told me she was sick. At first, I thought it was something minor. Maybe the flu, or some stress-related issue. But when she sat me down and told me she had been diagnosed with a rare condition, my whole world stopped. The treatments were expensive, she said. The insurance barely covered anything. She was scared, unsure of how she'd afford it. I didn't even hesitate. I told her I'd take care of it. Because that's what you do for the people you love, right? You help them. You fight for them. So I did. I transferred money to her immediately for the first round of treatments. When more bills came in, I covered those too. Over the course of a year, I drained my savings, took out loans, and even borrowed from friends and family. Every time she needed more, I found a way to get it. In total, I sent her over $500,000, $500,000, to make sure she got the best care possible. She always had a new excuse for why I couldn't come with her to her treatments. The clinic has strict rules. I don't want you to see me like this. I just need you to trust me. And I did. Until the day I found out she was never sick at all. It all started with an email. A travel confirmation from a luxury resort in Bali, 5-star, private villas, the kind of place most people only dream of visiting. At first, I thought it was spam. Then I saw the name on the reservation, Emily. I felt my stomach drop. I checked the dates. They lined up perfectly with one of her hospital stays. I wanted to believe it was a mistake, that there was some logical explanation. But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. I opened my banking app and started combing through transactions. My hands shook as I scrolled, past the medical expenses I thought I was covering, past the transfers to her account. Then I saw them. Luxury shopping sprees, expensive restaurants, first-class flights, wire transfers to people I didn't know, and more resort bookings. Bali wasn't the only place she had visited. I felt like I had been punched in the gut. Emily wasn't sick. There was no treatment, no hospital visits, no terrifying diagnosis. She had taken every penny I gave her and spent it on a secret life I knew nothing about. I sat there in shock, staring at the proof. How could someone I loved, someone I trusted completely, do something like this? Then a terrifying thought hit me. If she was lying about her illness, what else had she been lying about? My hands were still shaking as I scrolled through the transactions, my mind racing. It wasn't just the expensive resorts and high-end shopping sprees, it was the frequency of them. For months, while I thought she was undergoing painful treatments, she had been living it up in ways I couldn't even imagine. And I had paid for all of it. I needed proof. Real, undeniable proof. I wasn't just going to confront her blindly. I needed something she couldn't talk her way out of. So, I did something I never thought I'd do. I hired a private investigator. I know it sounds extreme. But after giving someone $500,000, only to find out they might have been lying the entire time, trust wasn't exactly in my vocabulary anymore. The PI was an older guy, the kind of man who had seen it all. When I told him my situation, he gave me a long look and just nodded. "This isn't the first time I've seen something like this," he said. "You'd be surprised how common it is." That made me feel even worse. A week later, I had my answer. And it was so much worse than I imagined. Emily wasn't just living a luxury lifestyle. She was dating other men. The investigator had photos, time-stamped and undeniable. There she was in a designer dress I had unknowingly bought for her, sitting in an upscale restaurant with a man I had never seen before. They were laughing, drinking wine, leaning into each other in that way you do when you're completely comfortable with someone. And that wasn't all. There were multiple men. Different guys, different cities, different vacations. I wasn't just funding her fake medical expenses, I was funding her entire double life. I felt like I couldn't breathe. My stomach twisted, so hard I thought I might actually throw up. How long had this been going on? Had she ever loved me at all? Or was I just an ATM to her? I stared at the photos, at her smile, her carefree expression. The same woman who had cried in my arms told me she was scared for her life, begged me to help her fight her illness. It was all a lie. I wasn't sure what hurt more, the money or the betrayal. But one thing was clear, she wasn't going to get away with this. The first thing I did was secure my finances. I contacted my bank, froze any accounts she had access to, and canceled every card she might still be using. Then I started gathering every piece of evidence I had. Bank statements, messages where she asked for money, emails confirming transactions. It was all neatly compiled into a folder. And then I made my move. I waited until she got home that evening, acting like nothing was wrong. She greeted me with a kiss, the same fake smile I had fallen for so many times before. "Hey babe," she said. "You look tired. Long day." I swallowed the rage bubbling in my throat. "Yeah, just a lot on my mind." "Ah," she cooed, wrapping her arms around my neck. "You know I'm always here for you, right?" I almost laughed. Instead, I pulled away and handed her an envelope. She looked at it, confused, then back at me. "What's this?" "Open it." She hesitated, then slowly peeled it open. Inside were printed copies of the receipts, the luxury vacations, the hotel bookings, the photos of her with other men. I watched as her face drained of color. She started, but no words came out. "Save it," I said, my voice cold. "I know everything." She stared at me, her mouth opening and closing like a fish gasping for air. Then, just like that, the tears started. "It's not what it looks like," she choked out. "I can explain." I shook my head. "No, you really can't." Emily's face twisted into something I had never seen before. It wasn't just guilt, it was fear. And that's when I knew. She wasn't sorry for what she had done. She was sorry that she got caught. "Please, babe, let's talk about this," she begged, stepping toward me. "I can explain. I was going to tell you everything. I just needed to find the right time." I scoffed. "The right time? You mean after you drained me completely? After you found another idiot to replace me?" Her eyes darted around the room, looking for an escape. But there was none. The truth was out. "It wasn't like that," she whispered, her voice trembling. I got caught up in things." "Caught up in what, Emily?" I snapped. "Living a double life? Dating multiple guys while I worked overtime to pay for your non-existent treatment?" She bit her lip, her eyes welling with tears. "I never meant to hurt you. But you did." I had spent years with this woman. I had loved her. And she had played me like a fool. But I wasn't about to let her walk away without consequences. I reached into my pocket and pulled out my phone, opening a file I had prepared earlier that day. I turned the screen toward her. It was a screenshot of an email to her family, friends, and co-workers. Subject: the truth about Emily. Her breath hitched. "No," she gasped, lunging for the phone, but I stepped back. "You can't do that." "Why not?" I asked, my voice eerily calm. "They deserve to know who you really are. I mean, think about it. How many people have you scammed? How many have you lied to?" She shook her head violently. "It was just you. I swear." I smirked. "Liar." She knew she was cornered, and for the first time, I saw the mask slip entirely. The tears stopped. Her expression hardened. "Fine," she spat. "What do you want? You want your money back? I don't have it. You want me to apologize? Is that what this is about?" I tilted my head. "You think an apology is going to fix this? Emily, I gave you everything. And you threw it away for what? A few vacations? Designer bags? Some cheap thrills with guys who don't even care about you." She crossed her arms, her jaw clenching. "What do you want me to say? That I regret it? That I feel bad?" She let out a humorless laugh. "Because I don't." I exhaled slowly. "I know. That's the saddest part." I hit send. Her phone dinged a second later. Then another ding. And another. The email had gone out. Everyone knew now. Her face went pale. "No," she whispered, grabbing her phone with shaking hands. "You didn't." "Oh, I did." Within seconds, the calls started. Her mother. Her sister. Her best friend. People who had no idea what kind of person she really was. She whirled on me, rage burning in her eyes. "You ruined my life." I laughed. "No, Emily. You ruined your life. I just made sure everyone saw it." After that night, Emily was out of my life for good. She tried to call, tried to text, even had some of her friends reach out on her behalf. But I blocked her on everything. I wasn't interested in hearing her excuses or fake apologies. She had gotten what she deserved, and I was done. The fallout was worse than even I expected. Her family cut ties with her friends turned against her, and her social media became a war zone of people calling her out for what she did. She left town not long after that. I have no idea where she is now, and honestly, I don't care. But moving on wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. Even though I had gotten some closure, the damage she did wasn't just financial, it was emotional. I had trusted her. I had built a future around the idea that we would be together, that I was helping the woman I loved through the worst time of her life. And in the end, I was nothing more than a wallet to her. That realization broke something in me. For a long time, I couldn't even think about dating. Every time I met someone new, I wondered, is she lying? Is she using me? What's her real agenda? I hated feeling that way. I didn't want to be the guy who let one person ruin his ability to trust, but the fear was always there, just beneath the surface. So I did what I thought was the safest thing. I handed over all my bank information and financial decisions to my mom. Some people might think that's extreme, but after losing $500,000 to someone I loved, I wasn't taking any risks. My mom had always been the one person I could trust completely, and from that moment on, she handled everything. Every paycheck, every bill, every investment, it all went through her. And honestly, it gave me peace of mind I hadn't had in years. Then, about a year later, I met someone new. Her name was Rachel. She was nothing like Emily, quiet, down to earth, kind in a way that didn't feel forced. We met at a bookstore of all places. I was buying a new journal because therapy had become my best friend, and she made a joke about how I looked like I was about to write the next great tragedy. I laughed for the first time, in what felt like forever. But even as we started talking, started going on dates, I kept my walls up. I told her nothing about Emily, nothing about what had happened. I refused to let myself fall too fast, refused to let my guard down. And when things started getting serious, I told her straight up. I don't handle my own money. My mom does. And I'm never changing that. She didn't even blink. Okay, that actually makes sense. That answer surprised me. I had been expecting questions, maybe even judgment. But instead, she just accepted it. That was the moment I realized something. Not every woman is like Emily. Some people are just good. I wish I could say that was the moment I fully healed, but it wasn't. Trust takes time. Even now, there are moments where the fear creeps back in, where I have to remind myself that I'm not the same naive guy who got played for $500,000. But I'm better than I was. And that's enough for now. Well, there you have it. Don't forget to like the video. And comment your thoughts on the matter.